Joining us now is Jim Desmond, a San Diego County Supervisor, who's saying, you know what, I don't want any more sanctuary county, sanctuary city junk happening in my neck of the woods. Am I right?
Absolutely. I mean, we've gone to a super sanctuary here in San Diego County, unfortunately, by the actions of my colleagues.
It's just awful to see that. And I've been to San Diego. What a gorgeous city. They call it America's finest city for a reason. But it's been so unfortunate to see the homelessness, in the East Village, or even, along the southern border with Point Loma and all that. You're trying to get it secure there. You're trying to say no more being a sanctuary city. So what's being done by you as a supervisor in that county?
Okay, well, tomorrow we have one of our board meetings, and I have an agenda item on there to reverse what the county board had done in December of last year, which was basically put another couple of roadblocks in the way of our law enforcement to be able to connect to or alert ICE that we've got these criminals, illegal criminals, in our jails. And so what my colleagues did is they put forward and they say, well, before we can contact ICE, we have to go get a federal or a state warrant from a judge. So I don't know how long that's going to take to do that action. It basically just deters us from being able to get these people deported. And we're talking about, these are criminals that have been caught, they've been tried, they've been convicted, and they've been sentenced. And they're in our jails, and they're here illegally. And this isn't for stealing a loaf of bread. This is, assault. This is rape. This is burglary. This is felony crimes that they're in our jails for. And we're being hindered by my colleagues from being able to directly connect to ICE and let them know, hey, we've got this person here. If you want to come interview them, if you want to come deport them, and we're also letting them know the release dates. And so we're allowing them. So basically, I'm trying to get back to where our law enforcement can freely contact ICE and let them know we've got these severe criminals in our jails.
So, Supervisor, are your colleagues violating any law in doing such? Is this just from ignorance, or do they have an agenda? And also, how much is it costing to house these dangerous criminals?
Well, it costs a lot of money to keep somebody in jail, for any period of time, and so this just adds on to it. This is more of an agenda. I mean, our current state law, believe it or not, in California, allows law enforcement to contact ICE on certain types of crimes. And so that's what we're talking about, these heinous crimes that are felonies or worse, where bodily injury and kidnap and rape, all those types of higher end crimes. And being able to let ICE know these people should be deported right away. We shouldn't be keeping them in our jails and costing taxpayer dollars. So this is more of an agenda to just put or anti-Trump California, to put another roadblock in the way of trying to, working with ICE, having our local law enforcement work with ICE and letting them know this person's here illegally and they've committed this crime. Come get them, come deport them.
We look across the country, and when we look at cities, sometimes you think, well, that's probably led by a Democrat or that kind of thing, Los Angeles, But for San Diego, we know with all the military that's involved with that area, a lot of great people as well that are supporting President Trump. But you as a county official, coming on Right Side Broadcasting Network and talking about these type of issues for your area, is this something that you get a lot of blowback from? Do people come against you, or what is it like there?
Now, quite frankly, most people agree. On both sides of the aisle. Unfortunately, San Diego County is still a little more blue than it is red, but that seems to be changing. But most people agree. This is one of those 80-20 things, about like men and women's sports. 80% of the people think this is crazy. 80% of the people think if these people are committing these types of crimes, they should be not out of the country. They should be deported. But California, unfortunately, we're a sanctuary state as declared by Sacramento. And with these laws, we have laws in place that our local law enforcement cannot enforce immigration laws. So when we have these boatloads of people come from Mexico, still, even they're coming today because the land area has been shut off by 95%. We still have the occasional boats come on shore, and people are just able to get off the boats. They're beached on our beaches and just walk into our communities, and our local law enforcement can't do anything about it. And they know it. The smugglers know that. And so California has unfortunately put out the red carpet, and these are some of the consequences that we're having to deal with.
You know, it's roughly been 50 days since President Trump took that oath of office. Have you seen any improvement, even with the very woke policies coming from the Golden State?
Well, we saw our governor try to dance around the men in women's sports. I don't know if he really gave a direct answer, but at least he thought it was unfair. So that was kind of shocking, I guess, for the entire country to have him say that. But he'll probably walk it back at a later point in time. But unfortunately, California, we give free health care to migrants as soon as they come across the border. We give them in-state tuition in our colleges and universities. And we really, even in San Diego County, my colleagues have also passed an ordinance or a law that we spend $5 million a year. We have a line item in our budget, $5 million a year, San Diego County dollars that could be spent for roads and infrastructure, but paid to defend any illegal immigrant from being deported. So we're paying for the attorneys, and regardless of why they're being deported, we're paying the attorney's fees for that. I'm hoping in this next election we can get 3 Republicans on the 5 board supervisors and be able to quash that and stop paying the legal fees for people here illegally.
If you're just joining us, this is Jim Desmond. He is a San Diego County Supervisor. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. But before we let you go, do you think that California could ever have a Republican governor again?
Yeah, yes, I do. And I think a lot of the state is turning, maybe not as fast as we could be, but I do think absolutely. I mean, unfortunately, we had those terrible fires in Los Angeles, and the people living there are waking up to the fact, hey, there's no water in the fire hydrants. The state in the cities that are government, Democrat-led, are having these issues, and people are starting to realize, hey, they're not even protecting us.
It's quite interesting that Gavin Newsom has his own podcast. I think he should be doing other things, no?
Yeah, absolutely. What a waste of time.
Jim Desmond, thank you so much for joining us from beautiful San Diego, California.
Thank you very much.